Dark Elf Ultimate Farming and Build Guide, Rohan 2. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Gaming Hub Official 7787. Today we're talking about one of the strongest classes in Rohan 2 when it comes to farming speed and burst damage, the Dark Elf. A lot of players keep asking me the same questions. What stats should I use? What's the best weapon setup? Where should I farm efficiently? So in this guide, I'll walk you through everything you need to know, from stat allocation and weapon choices to the best farming locations for both beginners and advanced players. Make sure to watch until the end, because one wrong decision can waste a lot of resources when building a Dark Elf. Let's get started. Stat allocation guide. First things first, Dark Elf is a magic damage class, which means intelligence INT is your primary stat. The more int you have, the higher your magic damage output becomes. However, I don't recommend going full INT immediately. If you're still using average gear or don't have a strong armor set yet, a full INT build can make your character extremely fragile. Dark Elves are known for their incredible burst damage, but they lack reliable crowd control and sustain skills. Before switching to a pure INT build, make sure your equipment can handle the monsters you're farming. Ask yourself, can my character survive long AFK farming sessions? If the answer is no, invest in better gear first. Once your armor and survivability improve, that's when you can fully transition into a pure INT setup and maximize your damage potential. Best weapon options. Now let's talk about weapons. Many players automatically choose magic critical rate on their weapon, but for Dark Elf, I prefer magic critical damage instead. Why? Because Dark Elf already gains a huge amount of critical rate from passive skills. One passive gives around 20% critical rate, and another provides even more. Since the class naturally stacks critical rate, adding more through weapon stats often results in diminishing returns. Instead, increasing critical damage allows you to maximize the value of every critical hit. My recommendation, main stat, magic critical damage, secondary stat, common monster damage, alternative, boss monster damage. Since you'll spend most of your time farming normal monsters, common monster damage usually provides the best overall value. Best farming spots. One of the biggest strengths of Dark Elf is its powerful AoE skills. Because of this, you should always look for farming locations where monsters spawn in large groups. For new players or those with weaker gear, focus on easier enemies such as Lanternjack, Warlock, Marionette, Crawler. These monsters deal manageable damage and are easy to kill, making them ideal for early game AFK farming. Once your gear improves and your character becomes tankier, move deeper into higher level areas where monster density is greater. The goal is simple. Find spots where you can kill enemies in 1 or 2 skill rotations. The faster you clear mobs, the more efficient your farming becomes. Important progression tips. Here's a tip many players overlook. Don't rush into creating a Dark Elf unless your gear is already prepared. Dark Elf weapons can be difficult to obtain, and upgrading equipment to high enhancement levels is extremely expensive. Some players spend massive amounts of resources trying to build a plus 25 set from scratch. If you find a good deal from another player, sometimes purchasing a completed set can save you a lot of time and effort. Of course, that's entirely your decision and depends on your budget and playstyle. Final thoughts. To summarize, prioritize INT, but don't go full INT too early. Focus on survivability before maximizing damage. Choose magic critical damage over critical rate on weapons. Farm grouped monsters to take advantage of your AoE skills. Prepare your gear before switching to Dark Elf. Aim for 1-shot or 2-shot farming efficiency whenever possible. Dark Elf remains one of the strongest farming classes in Rohan 2, and when built correctly, it can clear content incredibly fast while dealing massive burst damage. If you have any questions about builds, equipment, or farming locations, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future Rohan 2 guides. This is Gaming Hub Official 7787, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy farming!